I began my journey to success, I wasn't just aiming for achievements in business. I wanted to learn how to manage my time so that I could live a fulfilling life, filled not only with work, but also with pleasures, the joy of spending time with loved ones and traveling. It took me several years, during which I delved into everything related to time management and productivity. From these years of experiments, mistakes, and victories, I identified 5 key habits that changed my life and allowed me not only to manage successful companies, but also to find time for hobbies, maintaining relationships, and simply enjoying life. The first habit is using unproductive time to complete small tasks. Unproductive time is a resource that many people underestimate. It slips through our fingers, lost in an endless stream of waiting, commuting, standing in lines, and other everyday activities that seem unproductive. Most people prefer to immerse themselves in social media, scroll through news feeds, or play mobile games during these moments. While this provides temporary satisfaction, it doesn't actually bring us closer to our goals. Think about how often you've scrolled through social media while waiting in line or for a meeting to start. You've probably noticed that time flies by in those moments, and at the end of the day, it feels like you haven't done anything useful. I was once among those who spent their time this way, until I realized that I could use these moments more effectively. I started making a list of small tasks that could be completed during these intervals. These tasks don't require significant effort or deep focus, but they are important and help save time. For example, you could respond to a few emails that have piled up since the morning, or reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe you need to order groceries or schedule a doctor's appointment. These things can be done in a matter of minutes and don't require much mental effort. Personally, I divided these tasks into several categories so that I always know what I can do during unproductive time. The first category is maintaining social connections. This includes calls and messages to friends, colleagues, or relatives you haven't spoken to in a while. Sometimes just sending a short message to an old friend is enough to maintain contact and keep the relationship alive. These actions, while not time-consuming, bring significant emotional rewards. The second category is minor personal errands. For example, paying bills, buying movie tickets, or ordering flowers. These tasks don't take much time, but completing them frees your mind from unnecessary worries and gives you a sense of accomplishment. The third category is work tasks that don't require deep analysis or concentration. For example, replying to messages, sending short reports, or scheduling meetings. All of these can be done quickly, but they significantly lighten your workload for the day. The fourth category is rest. Sometimes, instead of browsing social media, I prefer to simply relax, close my eyes and disconnect for a few minutes, which is especially beneficial in the middle of a busy day. Even a short nap of 20-30 minutes can give you a new burst of energy and restore your strength. Thus, using unproductive time to complete small tasks allows me to save up to 8 hours a week. It's a simple but powerful tool that helps me feel more organized and productive. The second habit is planning the day to avoid unnecessary fuss. In a world where time is the most valuable resource, knowing how to allocate it properly becomes critically important. A lack of planning can destroy the productivity of the entire day. I came to this understanding by observing business processes and trying to apply these same principles in my daily life. In business, it's important that every step is thought out in advance. Imagine a train traveling from one city to another. If the route is poorly planned, the train might make unnecessary stops, or worse yet, travel half empty. A half-empty train doesn't generate profit. It just wastes time and resources. The same happens in life. If you don't plan your tasks, You risk spending the day on activities that don't bring you closer to your goals. I realize that it's necessary to plan the day to avoid unnecessary actions and maximize efficiency. For example, if you have a workout, a meeting with a partner, and grocery shopping planned, plan your route so that all these tasks are accomplished along the way. There's no need to waste time returning home for your gym clothes or traveling to different parts of the city for meetings. If the meeting is scheduled for lunch, why not combine it with the meal? This way you solve two tasks at once. You have lunch and discuss important matters. This simple but effective habit helps me save about 8 hours a week. It frees up time for more important tasks and allows me to avoid the unnecessary fuss that often accompanies those who aren't used to planning. The third habit is combining active and passive actions. One of the most effective methods of increasing productivity is the ability to combine active and passive tasks. This not only saves time, but also significantly increases work efficiency. Active tasks are those that require your direct involvement and energy. Holding a meeting, exercising, participating in an event. Passive tasks, on the other hand, don't require active effort but are still important. Studying materials, watching educational videos, or making plans. The key to increasing productivity is to combine these tasks. The problem is that we can't perform two active tasks simultaneously, such as holding a meeting and playing basketball. Similarly, it's difficult to perform two passive tasks at the same time. It's impossible to read a book and listen to a lecture simultaneously. But combining an active and a passive task is possible, and it can significantly boost your productivity. For example, during a walk or workout, I often listen to podcasts. This allows me to combine physical activity with self-development. I'm convinced that if you think you don't have time for learning, you just need to try incorporating this habit into your life. Exercise while listening to audiobooks or lectures. Driving to work, use this time to call colleagues or partners. This approach allows you to accomplish two tasks at once, saving time and increasing productivity. By combining active and passive actions, I've been able to save an additional 8 hours a week. This not only gave me more time to work on projects, but also helped me develop in areas I previously lacked time for. Another important habit is the proper distribution of tasks depending on your energy levels throughout the day. We all know that there are 24 hours in a day, but how to use these hours most effectively is the question. Each person's peak productivity occurs at different times of the day, and it's important to understand when your body and mind are most ready to tackle a particular task. Personally, I feel most effective in the morning when my mind is fresh and not yet burdened with other matters. In the morning, I try to tackle tasks that require mental effort, such as developing strategies, making important decisions, or analyzing data. In the evening, when my brain is tired from the day's work, I switch to physical tasks, workouts, walks, or other activities that require more physical than mental energy. This approach not only helps me distribute tasks more effectively, but also helps avoid burnout. After all, if you perform mental work when your brain is already tired, its quality will inevitably suffer. It's important to adapt your daily routine to your own biorhythms so that you perform tasks when you are most productive. For example, if you find it easier to do mental work in the evening and prefer active tasks in the morning, adjust your day to these preferences. Optimal use of your productive time can save you up to 8 hours a week, which can be directed to other important tasks. The last but no less important habit is breaking tasks into time blocks. This method is used by many successful people, including Elon Musk and Bill Gates. The essence is to clearly define time frames for completing each task. If you allocate 7 hours for a task, you'll spend exactly 7 hours, even if you could have completed it in 5. This is known as Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. To avoid stretching tasks out, I started using time blocks. For example, if a task truly requires 2 hours, I allocate exactly 2 hours and try to complete it within that time. When the time is up, I stop working on that task and move on to the next. This teaches me to more accurately assess how much time each task requires and helps avoid procrastination. Dividing the day into time blocks allows you to focus on one task and complete it as efficiently as possible. For example, many of us noticed in school that the most productive time during exams is the last 5 minutes when you realize there's no more time left. At that moment, your brain starts working at full capacity, recalling everything necessary to complete the task. The same approach can be applied in daily life. A clearly defined time for completing a task forces us to focus and avoid distractions. Everything I've talked about is the result of years of observation and practice. These 5 habits, using unproductive time, planning the day, combining active and passive actions, optimal use of productive time, and breaking tasks into time blocks, have helped me become more productive and balanced. Thank you for your attention. Subscribe to the channel, keep an eye out for new episodes, and explore the older ones. I share only valuable content that has significantly transformed my life. Learn from my experience, grow, and prosper. See you soon.